I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am mentally exhausted after this game, especially that second half surge by the Colts, come back and send the game to overtime. But unfortunately, the X factor in this game was Nayoka, who caught the game-winning touchdown, and he was cooking us in the entire game, especially catching big plays after big plays after big plays, to extend drive as well too. Matthew Stafford, he's hands down the best quarterback that we played this year, passing wise, and he carved us up for 27 for 40 for 319 yards and 1 touchdown, and he threw an interception as well. But I got to give him props. He held through the entire game with a hip injury and just showcased how tough he is. Kind of remind me of the game when he first started his rookie year against the Browns. I think he broke his collarbone or shoulder, whatever it was. Still threw the game-winning touchdown. That right there just reminded me of that game. And Matthew Stafford is tough as hell. Got to give kudos to him. He's still there the entire game, even with the injury as well too. And the running game, they cooked as well too. Cameron Williams had 25 carries, 103 yards, and 2 touchdowns as well. The first half of this game, we had some boneheaded plays, especially by EJ Speed, when Matthew Stafford ran out and he still hit him. And that right there kind of like changed the momentum at the beginning of the game, because right there, the Rams just went down, scored again. After that, the next drive again, they scored again. And there was a lot of boneheaded plays in the beginning of this game, and I was just not feeling it at all. And then right there, in the beginning, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a long day. The Rams offense is on fire. It's going to be a blowout. Oh, it's going to be an exhausting game. And I didn't even want to do this video if it was going to be a blowout. I'm like, oh my God. But unfortunately, games are not won in the first half. It's a complete 60-minute game. In the second half, the Colts scored 23 points. Anthony Richardson put the team on his back and scored 3 touchdowns in the second half, 1 rushing and 2 TD pass, and the 1 touchdown to Mo Ali Cox. That right there was Andrew Luck-esque. I remember Andrew Luck when he threw that touchdown to Dante Moncrief back there against the Bengals. That right there reminded me of that. I'm like, oh my God, we got our guy. Also, Zach Moss had a good day as well too, 18 carries and 70 yards. Now it's going to be what's going to happen next week with Jonathan Taylor. I know this saga has been annoying in Colts Nation. I'm tired of it as well too. Hopefully we can figure it out and we can have these duo combo with Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss, because everything is going to be amazing. And Anthony Richardson, like I said before, put the team on his back. He was 11 for 25, 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. And oh my God, he has some good passes, but also he overthrew some receivers, especially like Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman Jr. But like I said, this is all growing pains. He did have a fumble, but like I said before, he was able to hold his composure and surge the Colts back against the LA Rams, who was going after him all day long as well too. And Aaron Donald was beating up our boy Quentin Nelson. This just showcased how tough the Colts are this year. And I feel like we're going to be in almost every single game this year, because remember, they could just gave up, took the blowout loss, and it is what it is, but they continue to fight back. The second half, they definitely did their thing. Obviously had that surge, but our corners are very thin. And right now, I think Dallas Flowers might be out for the year, because I think with them, it could possibly a torn Achilles, and we are very, very, very thin at the cornerbacks position. And if we play quarterbacks who are like Matthew Stafford, they're going to carve us up. They're going to carve us up. Until this game, we didn't really play a pass, proficient quarterback. Like Lamar Jackson, he's a dual threat. CJ is a rookie. Trevor Lawrence, like I said, he did carve us up as well too. So like quarterbacks, who can get the ball out their hand quickly, are going to carve us up with this young backfield right now. And the Rams did kill us in total yards, 467 yards to 329 yards. Passing yards, they destroyed us. Rushing yards, they destroyed us. Yards per play, destroyed us. First down, the Rams destroyed us. Third down efficiency, 3 for 10 by the Colts. Didn't really like that. And then the Rams were 6 for 15. Fourth down efficiency, 50. It is what it is, 1 for 2. Rams were, 1 for 1. Total Ram plays, 58 to 78. The Rams just dominated us in the first half of plays being ran. Sacks allowed. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The offensive line, even though we missed Ryan Kelly and missing our left tackle Bernard Rahman, the line did pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was very shocked. Like we missing 2 stars. I thought it would have been a hell day, with having Aaron Donald out there, but the line held up, really good as well. Penalties equaled out 8 and 8, 85. Also interception zone, to the Rams with Kenny Moore. That was a great play as well too. Time possession, they destroyed us 45 minutes to 24 minutes. But overall, I'm excited what the Colts did, and excited for the future as well too. I think this Colts gonna be a very competitive team. But moving on to next week, what's gonna happen next week with Jonathan Taylor? Are we gonna have him, or is he gonna be in his mood again and just hold down until the trade is done? But I will cover that, what's gonna be going on for the next couple of days with Jonathan Taylor. Until then, guys, hit that subscribe button, comment below as well too. What do you guys think about this game as well? And are you emotionally exhausted? I am. As always, go Colts.